this video, we shall discuss two very important and earliest examples of groups. These groups were very important in the early development of group theory. So we start with the definition of a permutation. Let X be a set. A permutation of X is a function phi from X to X that is both 1, 1 and onto. For example, if X is set containing three elements 1, 2, 3, and phi is defined from x to x by phi of 1 2, phi of 2 3, and phi of 3 1, then phi is both 1 1 and onto. So phi is a permutation on x. So under phi 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, and 3 goes to 1. So phi just permutes the elements 1 2 3. That is why it is called a permutation of x. Next we define symmetry on a set X. So let X be a set with a distance d defined between any 2 points of X. A symmetry of X is a function psi from X to X that is 1 1 on 2, and it preserves the distance between the points. That means distance between X and Y is same as the distance between their images, that is distance between psi of X and psi of Y. So in a way we can say that symmetry is just a permutation which preserves the distance also. As an example, the function psi from z to z defined by psi of m equal to m plus 2 is a symmetry because distance between any 2 points m and n is equal to modulus of m minus n, and distance between psi of m and psi of n will be equal to modulus of m plus 2 minus n plus 2, which is same as distance between m and n. So this psi is a distance preserving 1 1 and onto map from z to z. We can now define the symmetric group on a set X. So let Sx denote the set of all 1 1 and onto functions from x to x. So phi is a function from x to x which is 1 1 and onto. If we take two elements of Sx, phi and psi, we define their composition, denote it as phi psi. So phi psi of x is equal to phi of psi of x. We can check that phi psi is again a function from x to x, and it is 1 1 and onto also. So phi psi again belongs to Sx. If we define I function from x to x by I of x equal to x for all x, then this function I behaves like the identity in Sx, and because every element of Sx is 1 1 and onto function, so its inverse exists, and that is phi inverse. So this Sx becomes a group under this composition phi psi, and we call this group symmetric group on the set X. If order of X is n, then we denote Sx by the symbol Sn and call it the symmetric group of degree n. As an example, S3 will be the set of all 1 1 and onto functions from the set 1 2 3 to 1 2 3. So we can list the elements of S3 as follows. S3 will consist of 6 elements. First one is phi 1. In the we write the elements of S3 as matrices. Of course they are functions from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. In the first row we write the domain 1 2 3, and in the second row we write the images of 1 2 and 3 respectively. So under phi 1, 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2, and 3 goes to 3. That means phi 1 of 1 is 1, phi 1 of 2 is 2, and phi 1 of 3 is 3. Next function is phi 2. So under phi 1, 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, and 3 goes to 2. 1 is kept fixed by this function phi 2, 2 moves to 3, and 3 moves to 2. Next one is phi 3. Here we fix 2 under phi 3. So 1 and 3 are moving. So 1 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 1. In phi 4 we keep 3 fixed. So under phi 4, 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. Under phi 5, 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, and 3 goes to 1. And lastly under phi 6, 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 1, and 3 goes to 2. So S3 contains these 6 elements and they form a group of order 6. We now define symmetry group on a subset of n-dimensional Euclidean space. It is the set of all symmetries of X, and it becomes a group under function composition, and this group we call the symmetry group of X. The identity function from x to x defined as I of x equal to x is the identity of this group. If phi psi are two symmetries of X, then phi psi is also a symmetry. Phi psi is composition of these two, phi and psi, because if we take distance between X and Y, then because psi is a symmetry, so distance between psi X and psi Y will be same as distance between X and Y. Now again psi X and psi Y are 2 points of X, and because phi is a symmetry, so if we apply phi on these 2 points psi Y and psi X, we get the points phi psi of X and phi psi of Y. So because phi is a symmetry, so these two distances all are also same. So ultimately this distance is same as distance between X and Y. So phi psi is again a symmetry on X. Because all the symmetries are 1 1 and on 2 functions, that means permutations, so they already form a group. So these also form a group. Let us consider symmetries of an equilateral triangle ABC. A triangle is a plane figure, so triangle will be a subset of R square, that is geometrically xy plane. It is known that a symmetry of R square is one of the following 4 types: rotation, reflection, translation, and glide reflection. So let us consider them one by one. The rotational symmetry rotates all the points of the plane by an angle theta except the point about which the plane is rotated, that means in this figure this point. Reflection symmetry reflects all the points of the plane about a line except the points on the reflecting line. That means points on the line L will be fixed under this reflection. Translational symmetry translates all the points by a distance m in the same direction. So PP dash and QQ dash are in the same direction. The glide reflection is a combination of translation and reflection. For example, in this figure, this arrow is first translated to here and then it is reflected by this line to here. This is glide reflection. We are considering symmetries of an equilateral triangle. A symmetry of an equilateral triangle ABC is a map that maps this triangle onto itself. So it can have only rotational and reflection symmetries. It cannot have translational symmetry because if we translate this triangle ABC to triangle A dash B dash C dash, then it will not map onto itself. By the same reason, it cannot have the glide reflection symmetry. Triangle ABC has three rotational symmetries. First rotational symmetry is R120 degree, that means rotation of 120 degree about the center O. So when we rotate triangle ABC by an angle 120 degree, then ABC transforms to this triangle. Look how A comes down from here to here. The second symmetry is R240 and this is rotation of an angle 240 degree about the center. So ABC transforms to this triangle. And the third rotation is R0, that is rotation of on 0 degree only. That means there is no rotation at all. So these are the three rotational symmetries of triangle ABC. Triangle ABC has three reflection symmetries. First reflection symmetry is RA. It is reflection about the line AL, where AL is perpendicular on BC. In this reflection, A is kept fixed and B and C are interchanged. Second symmetry is RB. It is reflection about BM, where BM is perpendicular to AC. In this reflection, B is kept fixed and A and C are interchanged. So A transforms to C and C transforms to A. The third reflection symmetry is reflection about CN, where CN is perpendicular to AB. In this reflection, C is kept fixed, B transforms to A and A is transformed to B. We notice that the symmetry of triangle ABC only interchanges the vertices of triangle ABC. Triangle ABC has three vertices and so we can interchange them only in 6 ways. So the 6 symmetries that we have just considered are the only symmetries of triangle ABC. The group of all these symmetries is denoted by the symbol D3. So D3 contains 3 rotational symmetries and 3 reflection symmetries of this triangle ABC. We call D3 as the dihedral group of order 6. The word hedral comes from Greek word hedra, which means a face of a geometrical solid, and the word di also comes from the Greek word dis, which means twice. So a triangle ABC has two faces as a geometrical solid. That is why it is called dihedral group. In general, if we have a polygon of n sides, then its symmetries then its group of symmetries is denoted by dn and is called the dihedral group of order 2n. Let us consider now symmetries of a square. Square has 4 rotational symmetries: R0, R90, R180 and R270. R naught is simply no rotation at all, so square ABCD remains as it is. The second rotational symmetry is R90. It rotates the square by an angle of 90 degree about its center. So ABCD transforms to this square. ABCD are cyclically changed. So A comes here, B, C and D. So this is R90. In R180, ABCD changes to this square, A, B, C and D. This is R180. And in R270, ABCD changes to this square, A, B, C and D. So these are four rotational symmetries of square. Then square has four reflection symmetries. First one is reflection about horizontal axis. This is reflection in this line that passes through right through the middle of this square, and if we reflect this square in this line, then A and D are interchanged and B and C are interchanged. So this is reflection about this horizontal axis. We call it H. Similarly, we have reflection in vertical axis, this one. In this, D and C are interchanged. So D becomes C and C becomes D, and A and B are interchanged. So A becomes B and B becomes A. So this is reflection in vertical axis. We call this symmetry V. Then we have two diagonal symmetries. First one is symmetry in the main diagonal. We call it D1. So in this symmetry, B and D are left unchanged and A and C are interchanged. So A becomes C and C becomes A. This is D1. Then the last symmetry is reflection in the other diagonal. We call it D2. So in D2, B and D are interchanged. So B becomes D and D becomes B, and A and C are kept fixed. So this is D2. So overall a square has 8 symmetries. So the group D4 is this one. It consists of 4 rotational symmetries: R0, R90, R180, R270, and then 4 reflections: H, V, D1 and D2. This is dihedral group of order 8. An operation table of a group G of order n is a matrix of order n by n having n square entries, where the entry aij means the product of the ith and jth element of the group. So let us make the operation table for the group D4. So to make the table of D4, we write the 8 elements of D4 in a row here and in a column here. Now let us fill the second row of this matrix. In the second row, first entry is second row and first column. So here we will make the product of R90 and R0. So we first take R0 and then followed by R90. So R0 followed by R90. R0 is just a rotation of an angle 0, so no rotation at all, then followed by rotation of 90 degree gives us the rotation of 90 degree. Now this entry is R90 then followed by R90. So when we rotate this square by 90 degree and then again rotate it by 90 degree, so ultimately we get a rotation of 180 degree. So R90 followed by R90 gives us R180. Similarly, R180 followed by R90 gives us the rotation R270 degree. Then rotation of 270 degree followed by a rotation of 90 degree gives us a rotation of 360 degree, that means no rotation at all. So we get R0. Then H horizontal reflection followed by R90, you can check that this will give us the reflection in D2. Then V followed by R90 gives us D1. D1 followed by R90 gives us H, and D2 followed by R90 gives us V. Similarly, we can fill all the other rows also. So this way you can get the operation table for any finite group.